The Indian ride-hailing industry is booming, with two major players dominating the market for over a decade. These companies have invested billions of dollars, but have yet to make a profit. The primary reason for this is that they created an entirely new market, incentivizing both drivers and customers. This took considerable time and money. However, an Indian company found an innovative local solution to the mobility business, Rapido. India is a two-wheeler market, with a significant portion of vehicles being two-wheelers. Three friends saw an opportunity and started a bike taxi service, naming it Rapido. They focused on learning from the mistakes of Ola and Uber, choosing a lean and cost-effective approach to business. Despite raising a fraction of the funds compared to Ola, Rapido has grown rapidly, surpassing Ola to become the second-largest ride-hailing company in India, just behind Uber. Rapido is now expanding into the delivery space, partnering with Swiggy and in talks with quick commerce companies like Zepto. This success is due in part to Rapido's strong base of loyal driver partners, and the company is focused on increasing their income opportunities. In this episode of Backstage with Millionaires, we'll explore what Rapido has done right, why it entered a competitive market, and how starting as a bike taxi service helped it successfully compete with Ola and Uber. Rapido started as a bike taxi service, but its origins go back further. The founders were originally passionate about solving logistics challenges in India and founded The Carrier, a company that provided intracity logistics with a fleet of trucks. Within a year, they had raised funding and secured contracts with major clients like Flipkart and Delivery. Despite success, the founders wanted to change direction. According to Aravind, one of the co-founders, the logistics business wasn't growing fast enough. That's when they pivoted towards ride-hailing. While running The Carrier, the founders noticed that two-wheelers were the backbone of transportation in India. They realized that unlike the US, where most people drive cars, India's vehicle market is dominated by two-wheelers. They also recognized that India's lower GDP per capita made car rides unaffordable for many people. By offering cheaper rides on two-wheelers, they saw an opportunity for a business that could serve a large, untapped market. At the time, Ola had become a unicorn, and Uber was expanding aggressively in India. The founders connected the dots. Ride-hailing was going to be big, and two-wheelers could offer an affordable solution. They also saw that there were millions of potential driver partners, as many Indians owned bikes, but weren't using them for full-time employment. The founders left The Carrier and launched Rapido to disrupt the duopoly of Ola and Uber. The initial challenge was raising funds. After a year of rejections from VCs, they turned to angel investors, securing funding from people like Anupam Mittal and Gaurav Munjal. However, the turning point came when Pawan Munjal, CEO of Hero MotoCorp, advised them to focus on Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities instead of battling it out in saturated Tier 1 markets. This advice drastically changed their strategy. While Ola and Uber were targeting consumers in Tier 1 cities, Rapido focused on India's smaller cities, where the cost of living was lower and people were more price sensitive. Rapido's cheaper bike rides helped it grow rapidly in these markets. It wasn't just about price. Bikes also offered a faster mode of transportation, especially in congested cities where cabs were often stuck in traffic. Rapido's growth was impressive. In 2019, it was handling only a few thousand rides a day, but by 2024 that number had grown to millions. Meanwhile, Ola and Uber's growth in India had stagnated. Rapido's approach had paid off by offering cheaper, faster rides and focusing on underserved markets. Rapido grew without directly competing with Ola and Uber in the premium market. Rapido's focus on driver satisfaction also contributed to its success. While Ola and Uber had initially attracted drivers with lofty promises, these companies later raised commissions, significantly reducing drivers' earnings. Rapido, on the other hand, marketed itself as a platform for part-time or extra income workers. They promised more realistic earnings, aiming for a net income of 300 to 500 rupees per hour for drivers. Moreover, Rapido implemented a driver-friendly payment model. Unlike Ola and Uber, which paid drivers weekly, Rapido allowed drivers to collect payments directly from customers. This approach built trust and loyalty with drivers. In addition to two-wheelers, Rapido expanded into auto rickshaws and even cabs. The company introduced a fixed-income model for auto rickshaw drivers, eliminating the high commission charges that drivers hated. This model worked so well that Rapido's revenue from auto rickshaws now exceeds its bike segment revenue. Rapido has also ventured into food delivery and logistics. They partnered with Swiggy and, during the pandemic, delivered goods for Big Basket and Big Bazaar. These partnerships allowed drivers to earn additional income during off-peak hours. Looking ahead, Rapido is eyeing the quick commerce sector, which is rapidly growing. With its existing fleet of drivers, Rapido is well positioned to take advantage of this expanding market. However, Rapido faces several challenges. There are safety concerns, such as incidents where drivers have been filmed engaging in unsafe behavior. The company's driver onboarding process has been criticized for being too lenient, and there's the risk of legal issues because Rapido operates as a software provider rather than a licensed transport operator. Additionally, Rapido's subscription-based revenue model could hit a ceiling as the company saturates its driver base, limiting growth in the long term.